Hi guys, welcome back to my anorexia recovery. And in this video, I actually want to talk about something that kind of gets me like upset because my air conditioner just kicked on and I thought someone was trying to get into my house. Okay, so I want to talk about Thinspo or Thinspiration. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but what it is this website that you can look up, and it's going to show you all kinds of different pictures of obviously underweight girls, and it's also going to give you like the inspirational, I don't know, messages or things like that. And the problem I have with this is it's not just your everyday run-of-the-mill diet culture, oh, you want to be skinny so you can be happy, blah blah blah, which I don't think is right either, but this takes it a step further in not only trying to make you feel as though if you're not skinny, you're not worth anything, but it also is saying if you're not underweight, then you're not worth anything. It doesn't come right out and say that, but it's very, very apparent in their content. All of the models that they use are clearly underweight, and you can tell this just by looking at them. I mean, I don't know their names and I didn't calculate their BMIs or anything, but you can tell that they're probably not at a very healthy place. I'm not saying that they're emaciated or skeletal or that there's like a million girls out there who are so much skinnier than you, because that might be where your mind is going. I know how a disordered mind works. But they don't look like they're at a proper weight for them. And to take that and to push that as what everyone should be striving for is just so wrong. I mean, they literally have pictures of these girls posing in such a way that it makes their hip bones like stick out, or I don't know, do some weird thing with their collarbones, make them stick out more. You can tell they're posing, like contorting themselves really weird, but it's saying that they're having them do that, and then they say some, like they had them do this weird like gymnastics move almost, so that everything was pulled real tight and it made their hip bones stick out more, and it said like hip bones with heart eye emoji, just like if you want to have a pretty, like a good acceptable body, then you have to have these hip bones that protrude out of you, and like this is what you have to look like, not just like, I don't know, it was trying to make them look like they were sticking out like crazy, and that's what it's saying that you should go for. Like, first of all, the models don't even look like that, thank goodness. Second of all, how are you supposed to get there without completely disregarding your health, your safety? How are you supposed to look like this without developing an eating disorder? And that's the kind of thing that it promotes. And I think one of the things it said, for like so that your diet is working or your exercises are working, see how far you can get your hands up your thigh when they connect, and it's like, that is honestly something I did when I was like in my eating disorder, like measure everything, make sure it's a certain, put your hands around your arm, all these crazy things. It's literally telling you, do these disordered behaviors because it'll help you know that if you're starting to look good. It's crazy. And to take this platform that they have for some reason and to promote an unhealthy relationship with food in the way that they do is just sickening to me. they make you get on there, and the way that they word things, it makes you feel as though if you don't look this underweight like these models, then you are ugly, you're worthless. And you have to choose between being acceptable and lovable in society, or choose to have a natural relationship with food and choose to be healthy. It's like it makes food the enemy, and looking a certain way all that matters. It is like the disordered mind put into picture and word form, and it's just mind-boggling to me. And while I'm on the subject of like what is it internet things that are just terrible, I don't know if you've heard of the app called Whisper. I downloaded it when I was like first getting told that I had to get some sort of treatment, whatever. And because I just wanted to, I don't know, say what I wanted to say to somebody that wasn't a doctor or my family or friends, because all they were saying is that, no, you're really on your deathbed, and that's why we're not admitting you into any inpatient treatment centers. No one will accept you because they think you're gonna die. They don't want to be liable for that. And so naturally I turned to social media, because they know what they're talking about, don't they? They know more than the eating disorder experts, not just a regular doctor, an eating disorder doctor. They know more than that. Everyone knows that. Anyway, so I get this app and I put on there, I'm 19, 5'8", girl, and I weigh this much, just to see what people would say. I don't know how I thought any good could come of that, but there were 3 different responses, all of which put a huge setback in my recovery. Some were like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Like, are you in the hospital? Do you pass out all the time? Like, how are you still alive? How are you still okay? All of those comments just like totally fed into that eating disorder, because fed into it. Get it? Like, sorry, I just made a pun and I didn't mean to. But it totally like made me feel, oh, I'm doing something right because everybody thinks I'm dying. Like, it doesn't make sense now, but it did then. I felt like I was achieving something because everybody felt like I must be really, really ill, and I didn't feel that ill. And then another form of responses that I got were like, oh, that sounds so sexy, or you sound perfect, your goals, I wish I had your body, you're probably so tiny. Do these certain bones stick out? I bet that's gorgeous. Can I see you? I'm pretty sure you'd be the most gorgeous person I've ever seen. I mean, I just got on and on and on about how people thought that my body was goals or something. And that did not help with recovery at all, because I thought, see, everyone thinks it looks great. And they didn't see me. I didn't post any pictures or anything. But see, everybody thinks that would look gorgeous. It's just my over-worried parents and family members and doctors who are, of course, saying, well, technically speaking, she's not at you know, a normal weight, so she needs to gain. But everyone else who really matters, which is, of course, the people I'll never meet because they're on the internet, probably far, far away in different states and countries and planets and stuff, that must be what's true. And then I also got another, this was actually just one person, but it still made a huge impact on me. I had posted that, and they actually said, and I quote, "That's so sexy. I wonder if you could go lower." There I was, literally on my deathbed, and I get somebody telling me, that sounds like it's, you know, that sounds really attractive, I wonder if you could get even skinnier. And in that moment, I wanted nothing more than to get skinnier, than to lose more weight, because I thought, okay, so I'm looking good, but I still need to lose more. I had felt like that anyway, but just that one comment from someone who had never seen me, from someone who obviously didn't know anything about, the body and how, what a horrible place I was in because of how low my weight was. But when someone else said they think I should try to go lower, that's all I wanted to do. And that made recovery so much harder, because that stayed in my mind like, there's people out there who think you need to be skinnier. What are you doing trying to gain weight? There was one person, never seen me. But that stuff sticks with you. People on the internet, websites like Thinspo, they're not thinking about you, about your safety, about your health. They don't know. They're not doctors. They're just going to say whatever they want to say. People can be dumb, you guys. And you just have to be so careful with what you look at and who you see and what you post when it comes to things like that, because they do have such an impact. And they couldn't be more wrong. There's accounts on Instagram and Facebook of people who say they're in recovery, but you go back like several months of them saying that, they've been saying they're in recovery for months and months, and if anything, they've lost weight up while they've been in recovery. That is so hard, because here's these people who are also in recovery, but they get to stay skinny. Why don't I get to stay skinny? It's just not, it is the farthest thing from helpful. And I really want to just share these things because they are so wrong. But when there's so many people out there saying it, when diet culture is so rampant, you feel like you're the odd one out trying to get to a healthy weight, because it feels like all you hear is this new thing, this new diet, this new way to get skinny fast. It's all about losing weight all over the place. Never do you see some billboard or commercial or ad about how to gain weight, about how to get to a natural, safe place for your body. The society that we live in now just doesn't care. They are pushing a certain agenda of what they feel that a person should look like, and everyone's opinion of that is different too. So it doesn't matter. But it's so important to remember that is wrong. It doesn't matter if the majority is saying this is Thinspo, this is what a girl should look like, or even a guy. I don't know. I'm just saying a girl because they didn't use guy models, and I'm a girl, so I tend to lean that way. I'm sorry, I don't mean to, because I know that guys struggle with eating disorders actually quite a bit more than anybody cares to mention. I think it's 1 in 10 men struggle with an eating disorder. I don't know the exact statistic, but it's very real for guys too. And it's not fair to be bombarded with all of these lies and people pushing an unhealthy lifestyle, an unhealthy way of living, because they feel that a girl looks better underweight. If there is someone like that out there, screw them. Live your life and be safe and be healthy, because that is so wrong. There's been many, many times in my life where I was in a situation and the majority was wrong. Usually when it's like a bunch of, when you were younger and a bunch of you and your buddies were hanging out, kids do stupid stuff. and they get together, they get even stupider. Just because the majority wants to do the thing doesn't mean the thing is right, okay? And that principle still is the same today. There can be the majority out there saying, you have to look like this emaciated girl if you want to be beautiful, if you want to be acceptable in society. Sorry, but they're wrong. You don't. You can be acceptable and lovable and happy in society, in this world, in your life, at a normal, natural, healthy weight. And I'm not quite there yet. I still have a little bit of ways to go, but I have come a long way. And it's crazy because the closer I get to weight restoration, the more I realize how much more I can enjoy life, and how petty worrying about how some people might feel when all the people that really matter most to me, when all the people that are close to me just want me to be safe. And safe for me is not in a skeletal body. Safe for you is not in a skeletal body. There is so much more to life than how many bones that you can see if you bend to the side or something. I mean, it's really, it doesn't matter. And it feels like it does, but it just doesn't. And so I just wanted to talk about those things because I know it's out there everywhere. Diet culture is crazy. But just wanted to warn you about those certain websites and remind you that they're so wrong. And it needs to be shut down because I hate it so much, and I can only imagine how many disordered thoughts are going into young people's minds or older people's minds or whatever, and people, actual eating disorders that might be developing through these things. I mean, this is serious, and it's at least really putting a damper on people who are already struggling with eating disorders, their recovery. But it is what it is, and all we can do is listen to those who know what they're talking about and stay away from stupid opinions. And anyway, I'm just gonna keep rambling because I'm still mad at those people, whoever they are. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope it was helpful. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next Tuesday.